Your blood. Our brother Eric is going to be playing the Pharisees that are present in that crowd, and our sister is going to play the storyteller who is Mark. Amen.
Let's go.
Look at this crowd pressing all around you. How can you ask? Who touched me?
Jesus. I woke up in the morning to a dark night. Carried in my hands the wretched scars from my past playing, replaying the events that broke this flow. I said yes to a sin that Peaky promised me pleasure and has plagued this 12 years. I could tell you a story of 1,000 women in one story wearing one skirt stained with blood, handsomely wrapped gifts, desirable sits, that vanilla and chocolate we cannot resist, and how we fear and yet love the sounds of thunder before it rains. It's no wonder that my story sounds so much like yours, and your wrongdoing has been copied and pasted to every woman you and I know. It's the same old story. A garden of withered flowers, as though women from every nation have been dressed from one cloth. So I walked with fragrance cloths, clocks dripping and dropping, trailing my way to my own cow Calvary Mount. I braced the chill of this evening night as the sky thickened with pitch black. The dark in my soul stole my song of ever being made whole. So I'm here in this crowd that hides me amongst the presence of the King. They are cold hearts
But the darkest night, as hot as a heat of day, she'll freeze next to the fiery presence of the King. Blasphemy! This woman is a mockery next to the King's glory. How dare she walk amongst us, kings, Pharisees, the Son of God? Those uncleansed garments dirtier than the very ground we walk on. She must be a thief, a peasant, a prostitute, the devil's advocate, dripping blood full of sin. But maybe she wants healing from all the sin that she's been in. Someone to take away all the suffering. Doesn't she know that she's the last cause? She's unworthy in the eyes of God. How dare she be here? But we let Jesus deal with her. Just walk away.
Because I've seen you. The stone age has long engraved your fate, and as you age, you bear a striking resemblance to pain. The water flows. Breaks open to build your new life, surrounded by the living ghosts of your family that still haunt the dark corridors of your dragon-guarded castle minds, waiting for a prince charming, a prince, or a charm, to resurrect the remains buried beneath these whitewashed tombs, guarded by a brood of vipers who feed daily on tablets of law, thrown up into the hands of the common man, whose eyes have been opened to see what they said you should be, but see how I retain the image of your highness, my princess, cloaked with scarlet red royal garments.
I saw her from far, trying to fit her feet in the footsteps of Christ. Loneliness and depression dragging her down, kneeling, needing the power of Christ. Tears dried up, living marks of her past. She crawled, scratching and stretching her hand to her last hope. I noticed, but she continued paving a walk to freedom, encouraged by the 6 words that she was meditating on. Because all I needed was life.
So I pressed past the limitation. So I pressed past the ridicule and mockery hidden beneath the text. Leviticus 15:19 playing and dancing at the floor of my heart, proclaiming that everyone else can be here but me. So I pushed past the limitations presented by the law.
Objection! By the law you will fall. You're not supposed to be here in a place where everything you touch is rendered unclean, unholy.
In the light of your presence, where the darkness of my ways is exposed, the dead shadows of fear and hope deferred, the lost days of joy and laughter, the missed days of childbearing and the loss of a companion. My press through this crowd is not on my feet but on my knees, as I can't stand beside merciless bearers of the law whose teeth I stench the color of my skirt and wet smell the fragrance of my 12-year-old flow. But I wonder if your eyes will skip and dance at the sight of me, or they will fill with righteous indignation like those of the Pharisees. I wonder if I'll ever meet grace, or tore over for the way truth holds my whole prisoner in the graveyard where my life visits every day. And I know all the stones there by name, and though I might even get a message from beyond the grave, asking, where does your faith come from? For I remember your first scar, your first disappointment, and then you never made it for the appointment, and twice you said yes to the same guy in a different tailor suit.
And I, that guy, promising you fruits so sweet. But little did I know that I was coming between you and God, and we all know that 3 is a crowd.
And 4, playing is a game 2 men should not play.
So I high-fived so hide 6 feet beneath this cremated forest of death.
While I wake you up to 70 times 7 reasons to begin a new life, just say yes.
But I'm full.
Now every night will be date night. I'll pick you up at 8. I will blood, red wine, and dine with you, my beloved. Let's not beat about the bush. I want you to know that you love you. Those Roman tattoo artist soldiers use a cat and 9 tails to engrave your name into my flesh. So now you have every ounce of my attention. Eternity is where we will be forever. So don't worry about the curfew at 11. Can't you see? 12 tribes of Israel. Can't you see? How Elijah took 12 stones to build the altar, can't you see? How I surround myself with 12 disciples, keep focused on my bloody garments stained with fumes of sacrifice, you see. How your story inspired the greatest love story ever told. So whether you have an issue for 12 years, 12 months, 12 weeks, 12 days, 12 hours, 12 minutes, 12 seconds, there is
Still time to touch change, so her heart took over and let her fall. Before she knew it, her arms stretched forward. Like a little child seeking for her father's help with her heart in her sleeves, she stretched forward. For her heart knew where its treasure was. In the midst of silenced tongue, by the opinions of others, her heart spoke the loudest. See, it recognized the voice, the stature, the presence of the Maker. She pushed forward. Like a little child in a mother's penines and sees life, she pushed forward. What seemed like an ordinary rope to many came as a remedy to a broken soul. Because in that moment, her hand touched his robe. His heart touched her, and made her whole.
He made me.